Hello everyone, I've brought you here today to look at two records, one of which I got from my local record shop a couple of days ago, that I've been sharking around for quite a number of months. Didn't seem to be going anywhere, so I made the guy an offer on it, in the hope that I might be able to spin a couple of bucks on it. That remains to be seen, but it was quite nice, quite interesting, so I thought I'd share it with you. And the other one I mentioned the other day in my previous video has just come through the post. Just got in from work, so unfortunately daylight isn't on my side, so it's going to have to be under my my light bulb, which isn't the best. I prefer sunlight for these videos, but needs must. Right, so I will just set up my camera and then I'll show you these two records. Okay, so as you can see, this is the Beatles, commonly known as the White Album. It's in great condition. That's the inside of the sleeve. Very lovely. It's not an original era pressing. I believe it's from the 1970s. It doesn't have the individual number on it, but I picked it up because I thought really the condition of it is worth a couple of quid alone. So there's the spine. It's as good as new, really. So firstly, so the only one fault you could level at this is that there is no poster. However, there are the 4 cards. There's one, there's another, there's John, and there's George. So they're all in lovely shape, as you can see. And as for the records themselves, this isn't a record that you see often, certainly on these shores. Because it's an Italian pressing, an Italian stereo pressing. And this is what I mean about the condition of the record. You can see that it's barely ever been played. It's also got a misprint on the label. While my guitar gently weeps, spelled M-I rather than M-Y. So that is started with a second record there. And here is, oh no, I haven't, no. Right, so that's side C. Absolute spanker. And there's side D. Really lovely. Play tested that one all the way through and it sounds like a new record. Absolutely fantastic. So I've currently got that on sale on eBay. Might make a couple of quid on it. In my experience, decent copies of the White Album generally get a couple of quid, whether they're original 60s era or not. Right, so this really, I hope you liked that one, but this is really the main event for this video. As I mentioned the other day, this is a massive obscurity, I think. I've been buying, selling and collecting for 5.5 years, and when I saw this on eBay, it took me back a bit because I didn't even know it existed. I wonder if you'll feel the same. So sorry, I meant to give you a bit of context. Before I show you the record, so I looked it up. I thought, I don't even know if that's on Discogs, but I did look it up and it is on Discogs. So it's an original era pressing, by which I mean it was from the time where they're still recording. It's a 1969 record, I think. The lowest price it's ever sold for is 37 quid. Medium price 73, and the highest price it's ever sold for, can you believe it's actually sold for 350 quid? Can you guess what it is yet? I bet you can't. Let's just have a little look. It's definitely one of the more obscure records I've ever bought. And it's the sort of record that I think I've bought to sell, but I'll probably end up keeping it. We'll see. So, we can see that it's a mono copy of Please Please Me. There's the spine. And so far you're thinking, oh, that's not that unusual. It's got the flip back sleeve, in common with most early copies of Please Please Me, certainly the UK ones. But this is where it gets interesting. Okay, I was hoping it was going to have one of these. Right, so it's got the sepia period inner sleeve. Are there any more Beatles ones on here? No, it doesn't look like it. There's a Pink Floyd one there. Anyway, right, so let's have a look at the record. So would you believe it's a mono UK copy of Please Please Me with a silver and black label. One box Parlophone, 1969 era, silver and black label, and look at that. That's beautiful. Absolutely spanking. I'd love any comments below. Did you know if any of the Beatles records were pressed with silver and black labels in mono in the late 1960s? I didn't. I'd be willing to bet that Please Please Me is the only one that got pressed with a silver and black label in mono. It staggers me that they bothered, because in 1969 they weren't pressing, well, as you know, Abbey Road and Let It Be were never even pressed in mono. So it does rather make me wonder why they bothered with a mono pressing as late as 1969 for Please Please Me, and who bought it. I think it's quite an obscurity. It's apparently, according to Discogs, the seventh pressing, the seventh mono pressing of Please Please Me. I'm willing to bet that is nearly as rare as a first or second press with the gold labels, or a third press with the little 33 on the label. The fourth presses you see all the time. Fifth and sixth less so, but they're slightly less collectible anyway. This one I think is pretty rare. Quite clearly it's not sought after like the first and second pressings, but yeah, I think it's going to make a couple of people's heads spin. That one, it certainly made my head spin. So yeah, I'm probably going to stick it on eBay. I'll give it a little listen this evening. There's nothing looking at that record that makes me think it's not going to sound absolutely spectacular from start to finish. Let's just have one more look at it. So it's quite a nice weighty disc. I think by the early to mid 70s they'd cut down on the plastic a little bit, but I'd say that's probably a 160 gram disc. I would certainly hope that it's going to sound pretty decent. Quickly, let's have a look and see if there's any misprints on the label. I don't think there are, but there you go. You might be wondering about the matrix number. So Matrix XEX 4211N on side A, and 2N 4222N on side B. So yeah, I think that's a really interesting one. Let me know what you think. Were any of the others pressed in mono in the late 1960s with the silver and black one box parlophone labels? I'd be fascinated to know if there are. I don't think there are, but then I didn't even know that existed until last week when I saw it advertised on eBay. I got it for a pretty decent price. Like I say, hopefully I'll spend a couple of quid on it, or I might decide to keep it because I'm a bit of a romantic like that. I don't think I'm going to ever see another one of them if I do sell it, so temptation's there, but then feeling the squeeze a little bit after Christmas, so we'll see. Anyway, that's my internal monologue. You don't need to know about it. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I would love to know if you've ever seen one of those records before, and also I would love to know if, to your knowledge, any of the later albums were also pressed in mono with the silver and black labels, at least up until the 1980s. I'm aware that they were reissued in the 1980s in mono, but for now that'll do. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you did, then please like and subscribe, and as I'd say, I'd love a comment if you've got any thoughts on it. And I've got nothing in the post at the moment, but probably will pretty soon, in which case I'll get right back to you. Okay, cheers everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.